Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The first of the titular sister wives to quit their multiple marriage to KODY Brown was Christine, as Sister Wives viewers are aware. She has now talked candidly about their relationship and how things ended. She specifically discussed how her relationship with KODY was impacted by his marriage to Robyn. In 2021, Sister Wives star Christine Brown and KODY Brown were divorced. Christine was the third wife of KODY Brown, and the two of them had 6 children together. Robyn Sullivan, now Robyn Brown, was KODY's fourth wife, whom he married in 2010. In 2021, Christine and KODY ended their 27-year marriage. She later wed David Woolley in 2023. Robyn is KODY's only wife after he divorced his first and second spouses, Mary and Janelle, in later years. Recently, Christine reflected on her marriage to KODY and discussed how his marriage to Robyn affected her. According to People, on the upcoming June 8th episode of Sister Wives, One-on-One, Christine divulged some details about her marriage to Sukanya Suki Krishnan. The TLC personality acknowledged that she and KODY had a happy relationship at one point. For a long time, it was just fun, and it was just a blast, she revealed. We simply had a great time, you know. Christine mentioned at one point becoming independent. But KODY's marriage to Robyn in 2014 signaled that things would change. Christine acknowledged, "I thought, oh, there definitely is something missing here," when he married Robyn, but at that point it was already so nearly over anyway. It wasn't a real true intimacy, Christine claimed, adding that she didn't feel cared for emotionally, romantically, physically, or financially while she was married to KODY. "I was independent at that point," she continued. Christine acknowledged that she had been physically cared for at the beginning of the marriage, but she thought that sex quickly turned into just an act, with no real emotion behind it or anything. Then, they asked Christine how she felt about these changes. "It just feels different," she said. "Used is a term, but perhaps he felt the same way, as if we would simply take advantage of one another. It had no significance." Christine discussed her and KODY's lack of intimacy on several occasions. Christine also mentioned that she thought that as the years passed, she and KODY become apathetic. "Maybe like we kind of have to," she said. Perhaps there was only a physical desire that was satisfied. Christine also concurred with Krishnan's statement that having sex with KODY become a marital obligation. "It was just so broken," the TLC star continued. But Christine believed that neither she nor KODY wanted to openly discuss these problems. "We both knew there was something lacking and something missing," she revealed. "You recognize there's a problem when you have sex 5 times a year, and you ask yourself, do we really want to talk about it? We had a conversation about intimacy, and it was like, are we going to have any kind of intimacy sex in our marriage?" Christine continued. "And he said no." She went on, "So I'm like, you're done the next time you come over. You will no longer be staying here. You're not welcome in my bed. We're finished." Additionally, Christine recently spoke about her marriage to KODY on the podcast Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald. "There's sex and then there's intimacy," she revealed at the time. "Intimacy was what we lacked. For years, the closeness itself had vanished. Many of KODY Brown's children don't communicate with one another. For the 18 Brown children, a text message debate about a 2021 holiday gift exchange took an especially nasty turn. It all went bad, it all went south," Christine explained. KODY and Robyn and their kids were on one side, and they wanted nothing to do with Janelle, me, our kids. And there was a split that happened after this text thread. According to Robyn, her 3 older children felt that the conversation was emotionally unsafe and advised them to distance themselves from the relationship. But it was never anything about, "We don't want to see you again. We don't want anything to do with you," she maintained. It was just about, like, "Hey, this got yucky." Gabriel, for his part, hopes they can track each other down again. In the episode that aired on October 13th, he admitted, "The thing I want most is to just have a relationship with Robyn's children again. In middle school, Aurora was my favorite person to hang out with. And in high school, I would always try to hit Dayton up. But I'm not hopeful for a relationship with Dad and Robyn. The children of Robyn Brown never felt included into the family. When Aurora's mother married KODY in 2010, she insisted on joining the family, saying, "I've been told directly, multiple circumstances by multiple different people, that I was not accepted, that I wasn't their sister, and that they didn't think or perceive me that way." Brianna, her sister, also expressed her opinion that the parents could have done a better job with, connecting us as a family, and it never really happened. Christine, however, is unsure of how they may have extended their embrace. She ensured that Robyn and Robyn's children were invited to everything. "I would just say, just come into the house anytime you want." She also mentioned that Michael T. Brown Padron lived with Robyn's children for a while, and that her daughter Isabel Brown was very close to them. "There were hard times and my kids were frustrated, but they always considered Robyn's kids their siblings, just the same." KODY Brown wouldn't remarry, but Janelle Brown would, lashing out at the autonomy she received through multiple marriages. When it's functioning correctly, you have this amazing family unit that you're part of, a community that you're plugged into. You have a husband and you have a great relationship with him, and you have everything, right? And then I have all my independence. So to me, plural marriage really was a really great arrangement. But KODY would never again say "I do" to polygamy. "Polygamy kills emotional intimacy," he said in the episode that aired on December 1st. "It makes everybody defensive, and I really want an emotionally vulnerable, intimate relationship with a woman, and you're not going to get that in polygamy." Years ago, KODY Brown began to distance himself from Janelle Brown. According to Janelle, once the family moved to Arizona from Las Vegas in 2018, KODY found it more difficult to split his affections. She said on the September 29th show, KODY found it a lot easier to be away when he moved to Flagstaff. She revealed that he would try to grovel because he was exhausted, saying, "I'm really tired." I'm like, well, you can rest at my house just as much as you can rest at Robyn's house. A couple of times I had to remind him that he needed to come to my house. The children of Janelle Brown and Christine Brown Woolley didn't enjoy visiting Robyn Brown's house. The problem for Christine's children, however, was that they saw that Robyn and their dad were a couple and he wasn't in our home. Janelle described this separateness her brood felt with Robyn, saying, "My children were scolded if they would open up Robyn's fridge." Robyn added that her crew was aware of the division. On the September 29th episode, she revealed, "Mary was very accepting of my kids and I overall, but the rest of the family really struggled to accept my kids and I. All we wanted to do was be a part of this family." However, Gabriel would contend that he and his siblings made a concerted effort to include them. He stated, "I think that Robyn definitely has a victim complex," during the episode that aired on October 13th. I mean, to put it bluntly. And I don't necessarily blame her for that. I think that different people do, devise different strategies to keep themselves afloat. But he continued, "If she actually believes that we were mistreating her or her children in any way when she was constantly getting favorited by Dad, and we were always working on our relationship with her kids, if she actually believes that, then there's no chance of me having a relationship with Robyn ever again." Janelle Brown questioned the parenting styles of Robyn and KODY Brown. In the September 29th episode, KODY talked about how his and Robyn's youngest child, Ariella, who was born in January 2016, clung to his leg as he tried to depart, demonstrating how having their dad move between 4 different houses did have an impact on his 18 children. "I had to explain to her, there's another wife that needs me, another mommy. I got other kids that need to see me," KODY said. "And she's just dragging along on my legs screaming, 'Don't leave me, Daddy, don't leave me.' And I'm like, golly man, this is hard." Janelle insisted, "Unfortunately, that's just a reality of plural marriage. From the very beginning," she said, "the kids knew that their dad was not going to always be there. I always felt like that KODY and Robyn mismanaged the situation with her children. He couldn't be away for more than 3 or 4 days because Ari just gets so sad, or whatever." I'm like, I feel like that was poor parenting. Through all history of the family, the other kids did it, and they're fine. They're well-adjusted adults. Robyn Brown and Michael T. Padron had a close relationship. During KODY's divorces, Mykelti, a mother of 3 and one of the few Brown children still close to Robyn and KODY, as well as Christine and Janelle, played the role of peacekeeper. Robyn was close to Mykelti from the time she joined the Brown family, and she was even invited to attend the birth of her twins, Archer and Ace, in November 2022. I was trying to figure out who I was when Robyn first joined the family, and she made me feel special and she made me feel seen, Mykelti said in the episode that aired on September 29th. Robyn was there for me when I needed somebody. She was there for me when I needed somebody to hear me, to love me. Additionally, her mother Christine was ecstatic. Christine said in the October 6th episode, "It was everything that I hoped for when Robyn entered the family, and it was clear that she and Mykelti had a great relationship. When I was so excited about having a plural family, I was hoping that my kids would have a great relationship with other moms." KODY Brown allegedly brainwashed one of his children. KODY believes that he was taken out of their life by more than just his wives. He gave his perspective on his distance from some of his older children in the October 6th episodes, explaining, "They're purposely leaving me out of their lives to punish me for a crime I did not commit. I am only guilty of not falling madly in love with their mothers." Furthermore, he added, he believes his ex-spouses share some of the responsibility. "This disparity in relationship with my children is specifically in my mind because of SD talk," he stated. "There's this whirlwind of disappointment from the family breaking up or whatever, and it's like, well, blame Dad. Dad screwed up." Although he bears some of the responsibility, he finds the name-calling offensive. KODY disclosed that one of his children replied to a text message saying, "You are a piece of trash. I would never speak to you again anyway." He notably mentioned that he was having trouble connecting with Hunter, Maddie, and Gabriel. "I've had one of my kids just say, 'You're an a-hole. I'm never talking to you again. You manipulated me and you brainwashed me,'" he said to cameras in a different incident. And he's unwilling to deal with that venom. He stated, "I'm not going to reach out forever," adding that he believes his grown children ought to be doing more to make things right. "I'm willing to make the effort, but somebody else is going to have to be on the other end of that and make some effort too." As a parent, Robyn Brown found it difficult to respect KODY Brown. Robyn found it extremely painful to witness KODY's alienation from his grown children. During the October 6th program, she said, "My parents got divorced when I was little. He lived with one wife in another city, and then my mom lived alone. I remember confronting my biological father saying, 'What happened? Why?' All he really did was just make a bunch of lame excuses as to why he wasn't there for me when I was young, and it just sucked." No, she wasn't going to let KODY's wounded sentiments prevent him from trying. During their heated on-camera confrontation in late 2022, she admitted, "I'm having a hard time feeling like losing respect for you a little bit." KODY also admitted that he might be doing more to improve his relationship with his children, but he insisted that he must first heal his heart. Claiming that certain of his children are colluding against me, he said, "I'm so angry about what has happened that if I talk to my kids, I'm worried that they'll trigger me with an accusation. I'm too hot-headed right now. All I'll do is more damage." KODY Brown didn't see his grandchildren for years. Though majority of the family was in attendance when Janelle and KODY's oldest Logan wed now-wife Michelle Petty in October 2022, they weren't exactly feeling the love. In the October 6th episode, KODY vented to Robyn, "You saw Madison take her kids and scuttle them away from me," pointing out that his daughter had not informed him that she was pregnant her third child, Josephine, who was born in February 2023. "She never told me she was pregnant. Since they don't talk much, Maddie doesn't really tell her dad anything. Really, Maddie doesn't have any contact with him," Janelle clarified when asked why her daughter avoided KODY during the wedding. "She is very protective of her children. KODY has not been there since Evie was born, and Evie's 3.5. And she didn't want him to just drop in and be like, 'Oh, I'm your grandpa,' and then be like, 'What? Who is this guy? What does KODY think?'" In reference to Maddie's life in North Carolina, he stated, "It's unrealistic expectation for grandparents to be in their grandchildren's lives all the time, especially if you move your children to an entirely different coast. In Flagstaff, I have a job and a life." KODY Brown requested an apology from his children to Robyn Brown. One recurring issue is KODY's insistence on some kind of mea culpa, even though it's evident that he and his adult children have quite different perspectives on their continued separation. After the COVID scare was over and we all went back to our normal lives, we still couldn't reconcile as a family because KODY felt like the boys needed to give an apology to him and to Robyn, especially to Robyn. Janelle talked about her sons in the October 13th clip. And after it sort of morphed into this, well, they just need to come and talk to me. And the most precious person in this family who's given her heart and soul has been disrespected or some bull's tea like that, Janelle added, and I'm like, whatever, KODY. KODY's problem, she added, was that he believed his children had not been faithful to him. Yes, anything. The same was true for Gabriel, who told Janelle about a conversation he had with his father. He kept phrasing it like I owed him an apology, he said, and finally I was just like, hey, unless you're actually ready to have a relationship and fix things, then we're not going to talk anymore. He returned a few days later and texted me. He says, hey, I've been looking at what you've been saying. I said, I forgive you. Please forgive me. I said, what have you forgiven me for? Only one of Janelle Brown's children is seen by KODY Brown. It's not frequently, but every couple months he'll call and they'll go out. Janelle explained in the October 13th episode, referring to KODY's relationship with his youngest of the 6 children he shares with Janelle. The rest of the kids don't really have much of any kind of connection with him. Savannah, who graduated from high school in 2023, feels that her 4 older brothers have assumed the position of a father figure. The girl has even admitted to Janelle that she hopes to have her siblings marry her. He's going to be kind of that dad who shows up and we have a lot of fun, and then he's gone, Janelle explained. I've talked to Savannah about it and she's like, look, I just have come to realize that this is who he is. Wherever he is, I can meet him. It's all right. But Janelle is less understanding. Look, I've seen this happen, she bemoaned, and I'm just so frustrated with KODY. Over the years, I've dealt with a number of ladies who are divorced, and the father simply disappears with the children. Gabriel Brown claimed he wouldn't mind seeing his father, KODY Brown, ever again. Gabriel took it very hard because KODY was someone who would take Gabriel with him on business trips, Janelle said early in their father-son conflict. KODY was a totally engaged father until the last few years. I told Dad that if he doesn't change and he can't take accountability, then I just won't ever see him again, Gabriel stated in the October 13th episode, despite his feelings of confusion over what he did to enrage his father. And that's totally fine with me. He's at peace that his dad is not in his life, Janelle said. That's what I wish for all of my children, you know. And I believe they're all arriving. KODY, for his part, seemed to be accepting of the circumstances. In a confessional, he said, I've tried to reach out to Gabriel several times but have been turned down. I'm really sorry that he feels that way. However, it wasn't because I didn't try. Fearing that Mary Brown would trash talk him, KODY Brown. Despite being the final wife to divorce KODY, Mary formally ended their relationship in late 2022 by asking for and getting what their church refers to as a release on the basis of abandonment. On the October 13th episode, she said, I know he doesn't like that word because he doesn't feel like he abandoned me. I believe that he did. She believes that he essentially disregarded her until she decided to go so that he could say, my hands are clean. Furthermore, KODY acknowledged that he had a small plan. I had moved on a long time ago, he said in a confessional. But let's be honest, I was scared of what she would do if I pulled off that band-aid. It's because Mary has never been faithful to me. I've been concerned about that. It's merely a matter of reputation, as being divorced ruins your reputation. Mary claimed that instead, it was hers that was being damaged. It's really just sad that KODY's talking about our marriage the way that he's talking about it, she stated. It feels like the narrative has changed with him, but the things that he's saying about me to other people and the people are believing are not true. TLC. Years ago, Christine Brown-Woolley discovered that KODY Brown wasn't a suitable match. Thanks to an exercise suggested by their marital and family therapist in Las Vegas, Christina discovered years before she and KODY parted ways that they weren't a good fit on paper. During the October 20th episode, Christine disclosed that KODY wasn't any of the qualities on the list. I told him the list, and he's like, "I'm not any of those things for you." I said, "No, you're not." Christine wrote down that she was looking for a good communicator, someone who would be present in her and her children's lives, and someone who was attracted to her. She rapidly realized that her now-husband David Woolley was her soulmate, in part because of the missive. She raved about the widower father of 8, saying, "He has owned his own drywall business, and his family is his most important thing. He is known for being straightforward and honest with others, and he is an excellent communicator."